Hi, my name is Sonia Meyer and I've been working with Trident for over a decade now on various data visualization and BI reporting projects. I'm also the co-owner of design agency Ethical Design Co. In this video, I'm going to share with you some valuable information about how to set up a style guide for your Power BI reporting and walk you through an example style guide. So what should you include in your style guide for Power BI? We recommend including these three sections here, which I will share with you in this video. So firstly, we recommend adding a section on information architecture. This covers the structure and layout of your dashboard and report templates. You can start with a basic wireframe that presents ideal placement of various items on the interface, such as KPI boxes and other charts. You may also like to provide a baseline grid and pixel measurements of ideal spacing between elements on the page. This will help your developer understand proximity of elements on your dashboards, as well as size of the page and that sort of thing. So feel free to get quite specific here and include information on how many container boxes you can fit on the page. As you can see here, we've also included some blank visual examples of the three templates that we're using and when to use each template. So for example, what your dashboard should look like if you have KPI boxes, what it should look like if you need to use one of the layouts with a sidebar, and that sort of thing. So you can also provide more detailed information in this section on some of the frame variation options within your layouts using the grid that you presented already as a visual guide. And next we're going to show a close-up of a header design which shows placement of filters and anything else you'd like to include in your main header bar. And also the sidebar design, which is similar. In this case, we're showing that the header bar can be used for global filters and the sidebar can be used for on-page filters, but feel free to obviously customize this to what's suitable to your needs. We also like to present some high-level design principles in the information architecture section in relation to the UI in general. This provides a visual overview of design best practice and should include things like hierarchy, alignment, negative space, use of color, proximity and balance. A basic understanding of these principles can really go a long way to making sure that the final product appears professionally designed. And finally, you can pull together all of the above that's in the section and provide a couple of example dashboards with placeholder content and data that can be used for design reference. As you can see, we've got two here. This next section, section 2, can be used to explore the more detailed styling and best practice rules for the individual elements of your UI. This can also act as a kind of asset kit or UI kit for your developer. So in section 2, you might like to include the color palette information. Make sure to include rules for traffic lights and heat maps, as well as things like the dashboard skin, brand cut like primary brand colors, text, buttons, and things like that. Make sure to also provide some information about which default color should be used and should not be used, and what can be and can't be used together to ensure correct contrast between colors. You can also include typography here, so provide information on which typefaces to use and any specific rules on colors of type, bolding, sizing, that sort of thing, what to use if your default typeface isn't available for whatever reason. And as you can see here, it can be good to include a little bit more in-depth information on things like point size and also show an example of how each of these type styles are applied to your dashboards. You can also add some information on UI element styles, so show examples of button design, whether it's regular buttons, hover, clicked, drop downs and selection boxes, making note that Power BI can create a little bit of challenge around customization of things like drop downs. So it's all right if you want to use the out of the box styling here, but just make sure to still include examples, you know, showing the fonts that you're using and that sort of thing. Also placement of icons on the dashboard, your legend design and everything like that can go here. And you can also show your custom icon library if you're using one. And if not, at least show an example here of the icon style that should be used throughout your reporting. And the third section that we recommend, the third and final section, is a section on chart styles. So the idea here is to provide some example designs or mock-ups of individual chart designs for your developer to use to build the theme. Power BI allows a good amount of chart customization, so it's important to spend some time creating rules around the specific visualization types. You can show examples of how your KPI and metric boxes should be designed. If you're doing something different from what's out of the box here, then show examples of that and rules around this as well. And also how your other standard charts should be designed and styled, such as column charts, line charts, bar charts, and combo charts, and any other standard charts that you're using. You can also include information on custom charts, so charts that are less standard that you're likely to use. And if you're using the standard option for things like maps instead of customizing them, then you can show that here too. If you are using a custom design for maps, then make sure to show a visual so that your developer can use that for reference. And of course, at least a page or two showing the styling of your tables and table cells. Feel free to go in depth here on cell padding, font size, table justifications, specific color rules for headers, header cells and things like that. And that's everything that you should consider adding to your style guide to really help your developer create consistent and beautifully branded reports. For more information, please refer to our article on the Trident website, Creating a Power BI Style Guide. Thanks.